Hey everybody, so today is day 23 and I wanted to go over something a little less coachy and a little bit more put my arm around your shoulder and be your friend. So I see a little bit more melancholy kind of seeping into the group for the weight loss challenge, and it's normal. We're halfway through, and losing weight takes dedication, it takes persistence, it takes patience, and a lot of those things are in short supply. Plus, it takes, on your side, consistency and knowledge. You have to understand basically, why you're not losing weight, what goes into the foods that you're eating, or what is in the foods that you're eating. You have to understand those things, and it takes an education. So it takes time to master losing weight. So because we're at this midpoint time, a little bit past, but just around the midpoint, I mentioned in one of my first videos, in fact, I think it was the first video that I did, that weight loss is a lot like going on a road trip with friends, particularly like back in college days or high school days. When you first start out, it's exciting. You've got your music playing, the sunroof is open or the top is down. Everybody's chatting it up and having a great time. The sun is shining, and it's a wonderful time. But as that road trip progresses, night starts to fall, people fall asleep, people become more quiet, and then the driver is sitting, behind the wheel with white line fever. All you see is the lines coming down the freeway. And, that is sort of a less exciting time than the start of the trip. And the midpoint of a weight loss challenge is kind of like that time. People lose their interest, they haven't done as well as they thought they should for the first portion. So they start to think, well, I haven't done as well at the beginning, so I might as well just quit. And I understand those feelings, but the thing about weight loss, then one of the hardest parts, in my opinion, about weight loss is the trusting the process side, and just basically like having the patience and the consistency to just stick it out. It's never linear. You won't lose weight in a straight line. It never works that way. Not for me or anyone. I have days where my weight goes up and goes down, and I can't quite figure out exactly why. And quite frankly, I don't think anybody really completely understands all the whys as to why that happens, but it happens. But just in the same way that you gain weight, which is, if you decide you want to gain weight, you could go out and decide, well, I'm just going to eat more every day, and I'm going to overeat every day, and eventually I'm going to put on a bunch of weight, I'm sure of it. You don't need a lot of technical skills to lose weight in the same way. If you decide that you're going to lose weight, hey, I can just cut back on the things that I'm eating and cut back all the time. And if you do that, you will eventually lose weight. If you're serious about losing weight fast, you can elevate your game by getting a food scale, tracking what you eat, and being really serious basically about learning what is in the foods that you eat, and you will accelerate your progress dramatically. However, if you just want to do it kind of the easy way, cut back on your food. Keep doing that month after month after month. Not for a week, not for 5 days, not for 2 weeks. You have to be patient. So if you're in the middle of that sort of, nighttime white line fever period, and let's just say that you've kind of fallen off the wagon a little bit during that time, it is not too late to just jump back on. Believe me, the sun will rise again. You will be closer to your destination of your road trip if you can get through this nighttime portion and just stick it out. So try your best to not be discouraged, and if you've fallen off the wagon, just get right back on. Eventually you'll lose the weight if you'll just stick with it. So you have to be patient, and you have to be consistent, and you have to stick with it. Quitting will get you nowhere except starting over. So I don't want to be like one of those rah-rah guys like Tony Robbins all the time and attaboy and go get it and take responsibility and have accountability and all that stuff. I really don't think that's necessary. You just need to stick with it and just make it easy. Just don't kill yourself over it, but keep eating less, stick with the program. Eventually you'll lose weight. Don't make it super hard on yourself. If you're having a hard time, especially, just don't quit. Just take it easy. If you cut back, even if it's a small amount, over the months, eventually the weight will come off. It may take time. It may take more time than if you do it really fast and hardcore, which is, to me, the better way. But if you don't want to do it that way, just stick with this idea of cutting back on food, cutting back on calories, cutting out things you don't need, and eventually you'll lose the weight. So please, I know it's hard. I know it's challenging, especially when there's a lot of disinformation out there about what to do and how to do it and so on. But this challenge has no BS in it. I am not giving you any information that is untrue, and I'm not going to give you any information that is not proven. And there's nothing in here that's complicated. You can do it. So stick with it. Be patient. Be consistent. Keep going. The night will pass. The sun will shine. Stay with it. So I appreciate you guys. I hope that you guys are doing well. If you fall off the wagon, get right back on. Okay? So here we go. Day 23 tomorrow. Put a smile on and face yourself, and let's get back on track and stay smiling.